Okay, doing a walkthrough. Actually, I might key this down of the Palomar 350Z before I put it away. I dug it out because I got my Palomar dynamite and was, running all Palomar stuff. And, since I got it out, and I've probably done one before, but just going to do a walkthrough before I put it away. This is a Palomar 350Z that has been downgraded to a Palomar 300A. Most people know that the Palomar 300A is considered one of the best sweep tube CB amps ever made. A real workhorse, dependable, works good, does what it's supposed to do, fairly clean. And then Palomar tried to up the game a little bit, used the same basic design, 2.4 6LF6, or sister versions of the 6LF6 and 2.4, but they took the design and changed it around a little bit. They took the power supply transformer and put it inside the amp, so now the amp is heavy and a little bit awkward to ship and move and stuff. While the two-piece 300A was a lot more convenient to use. And then they tried to up the watts on this thing. Instead of using your basic grounded grid, which the 300A did, they kind of turbocharged it a little. They didn't go full twin turbo, but they turbocharged it a little to get more output of the tubes, and their turbocharging never worked right with these. So these were kind of duds right out the box, even when they were new back in the late 70s. And pretty much after that, the CB boom was dead anyway. The FCC was cracking down. So that was pretty much it with these type of amps anyway back then. But what I say, this one was downgraded. Actually, it's been mono banded. You can see my 3/4 turns of coil. That's got a big coil. That's why it's only like 3 turns of it. Mono banded. So the band switch basically goes to nothing. That's your tune, that's your load. Over there is your driver tune. Just has one tuner for the driver. And get my camera in there. Well. But that's your driver tubes, final tubes. Transformer in the middle, which is kind of... Okay, we're going to turn her over. Basically, that's the insides. Like I say, this amp has been redone. That's your driver tubes. That's your input tuning circuit and your input tuner right there for the drivers. That's been added. That's the high voltage relay that turns off the high voltage when you're not keyed down, and it only keys down that relay and runs the high voltage when the amp is keyed. That's your normal antenna relay, your final tubes, and then your power supply board. Also, it's got the Nomad keying circuit in it right there. What happened was, playing around with this amp, it wasn't dependable, it wasn't up to standards. It had this relay board and preamp in it, and it was all kind of problems with it. One of the things Palomar tried to do with this amp is have a input limiter circuit. So if you tried to drive it too hard, it would unkey itself. I mean, a great idea. It just wasn't executed well, and it didn't work. So you had problems with that. That was a bias board. It also had a board for the turbocharging, and that's all been taken out, and it's been modified for like a Palomar 300A, this basic grounded grid. So it's been basic and a lot cleaner looking, don't have all them boards in there, and it works a lot better, like this, like a 300A. Well, anyway, running out of time on my clock, but hopefully we're all hooked up. And let it warm up and key it down right quick. I know the tuners aren't supposed to be there, but that's where I start with tuning is everything straight up and down in the middle is to start with. And I say start with the plate tune, which is that one, even though it's just marked final plate. Watt meter hooked up, key down, 200 watt scale right there. Gonna adjust the final plate first. Hey, look at me go. Gonna go to the 2000 watt scale. And that's the final tune, final load. And then driver tune. In that order. And you go back and forth till you get max watts out of it. And I also like to do that while I'm swinging or whistling or blowing, and you know, and tune it up for max swing. But some people don't do that. Some people do it for dead key. However you do it, always tune for max. Don't tune down an amplifier. So she's dead key about 275. Swinging about over 3 on average. About 450. It would dead key less and swing a little more if I tuned it for swing, which is probably what I'm gonna do, but it's harder to blow and whistle and tune for swing and a camera in one hand and a mic in another, so we're not gonna do that. So that's gonna be it for the Palomar 350Z, downgraded to a Palomar 300A. Well, I actually consider that an upgrade. All right, bye.